We're at Kyburz Meadow. Look at the coyote
Staring at us.
So ladies and gentlemen, you just seen a coyote. I only had taken about 3 seconds of video footage because I really wanted to capture some photos of the coyote for the website. These are the wet marshlands up ahead, and then you have the stage station straight ahead. To the left is a sheep camp and the Petroglyphs. We're gonna hike out to the, look at that. See the swampland? We're gonna hike out to the marshland, to the sheep herding camp, and I got actually some stories to tell about every place. But this is historic. Not so much as hiking as it is historic. There will be some hiking. We'll also off-road to a peak or hike up to the top of this peak and see Lassen and Friel Peak and Lake Tahoe, if we could see Tahoe. But there is a lake that you could see really well from Sardine Peak. Well, we're heading up. This is all backcountry, as you can see. There's a lot of back roads. And actually the Stampede Reservoir is probably about a mile to our right, 2 miles to our right. So we should be able to see that at some point up here as well. I did not see the parking area to the left though. I hope we didn't miss it. I don't think we did. Oh, must be the parking area. Oh, they're backpacking too. Yep, this is the parking area. Awesome. They're dirt biking though. Where should I park? Right here, right? Oh, right here. Because we're gonna just walk around here. This will lead, instead of hiking, we might be able to just drive to the sheep camp, huh?
I don't know.
Look at that. That's a sheep camp right there, straight ahead. And then the road splits. You'll see it. We're here, Tahoe National Forest, Kyburz. There are 3 interpretive sites here at Kyburz Flat. Take a moment to understand the people who lived here and how they use the environment in different ways and unique marks each left on the landscape. Visiting all 3 sites should take about an hour. This valley was inhabited by the Washoe, who lived here as early as 2,000 years. See Petroglyphs. In the 1850s, immigrants passing through the Hennis Pass Road, which is right here. There's 2 Hennis roads, though, which is weird. There's one in Truckee, near Truckee. But anyways, the Hennis Pass Road, which extended from Nevada City to California, all the way to Virginia City, Nevada. It says Seymour Station. Later, the valley and surrounding hills were used extensively for grazing and lumbering. Basques began arriving from their homeland in Spain in early 1900s to tend and graze sheep. That's the Wheeler Sheep Cap. We're going to go to all 3. Here's where we are. This is the wildlife viewing area. We'll go check out the birds. These are short walks, and then we'll take the dirt road and we'll have a lunch. There's a pond. If you look, we'll have lunch at the pond right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give you guys some history. There's other tribes that lived here, so I'll also talk about them in a little bit. We're here, Kyburz Flat. We're so deep in the woods I can't even see any peaks. Over that hill right there is the Stampede Reservoir though. I do know that.
Did you like it? There's a bluebird on that tree.
Where?
Sitting right there on a branch looking at you. See it?
No, I don't. I
just flew to the ground.
Huh. Oh, I see him.
Oh.
Ah, please don't go. Kyburz petroglyphs. Scattered throughout the northern Sierra Nevada are many ancient symbols carved by Native Americans in the rock. These images are called petroglyphs. This petroglyph is made up of small round pits, cupules that have been ground into rock surface. The cupule petroglyphs are found all over the world, particularly in California. Cupules have been linked with ceremonial activities performed by Native Americans such as fertility rituals, weather control, and places to leave special offerings. This petroglyph, cracked into 3 sections, the illustration depicts how it looked before it was cracked. The cupules are best viewed with low-angle lighting in the afternoon. It's 12 noon, perfect time. Some researchers believe that the petroglyphs in the area were made up by people who live here as early as 2,000 years ago and may be the ancestors of the Washoe. The Washoe tribe of Nevada and California considers this site and others like it an important part of their heritage. Please treat this special area with respect. Do not make any castings, rubbings, or chalk. These procedures will damage the rocks. And this map is of the Washoe Territory at the time, as the immigrants traveled through here in the 1850s. As you can see, folks, this was Washoe Territory, surrounding Lake Tahoe, Truckee, Sierraville, Reno, Carson City, well into half of Nevada and California, all the way up into near the bordering the Paiute tribe of the Pyramid Lake region. There was also other tribes in the area, and we'll talk about them in a minute. What is that? A lizard?
It was on top of a bunch of rocks over there, pretty far away, but for some
Huh?
reason,
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
So where's the rock? Where's the petroglyph? Just right here, huh? Huh. Keep in mind that we're in Sierra County in the Sierra National Forest. Actually, it's the Tahoe National Forest, but the Sierra National Forest is up near, when you start heading past Sierraville and Sierra City, that's where it begins, where the lake basin is in Sierra Buttes, which I hope to see at Sardine Peak. All the way from Kyburz Flat to Lacey Meadows and Holly Lake, there are many petroglyphs, signs that Native Americans were in the region. Supposedly, I heard that this marshland right here was a Native American village, a huge village. Besides the Washoe, the Miwoks also lived here too, and they built bark shelters, mainly on the west side of the Sierra Nevada mountains, but I'm sure they hunted and they fished all the way up here. In 1844, the first Euro-American immigrants to pass through the southeastern portion of the county followed the Truckee River. Then, the next year, the groups had found a route through the Stampede and Dog Valleys. The Stampede is just over this marshland. Just take a look. Take a look so you know. And of course, you know, they could hunt along the river. It also says that they avoided the need to move their dray animals in the river, whatever that means. The Donner Party came through here to reach their winter camps in 1846, and then by 1847, thousands of immigrants or migrants had moved over this trail nearby. And I also read that in the later 1840s, members of the Stephen Kearny's Mormon Battalion returned to the east along this route. In 1848, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill. And in the second place was Coloma. We've been to Coloma, and it sparked the gold rush of 1849. I don't believe any gold was discovered in this area, but what I do believe is the natives did trade with the Euro-Americans. I mean, when they came through here, through the area, the natives generally were pretty peaceful, and they actually were guides to help guide them through the Sierras. You know, not all natives were at war with the white man, and you know, I didn't take their land, but the government did, because the Washoe owned that large area, and they were all put on reservations. And now you see why there's such dislike even to this day. Not all Washoe are like that. I have friends, but some of the Washoe I know, they really despise what the white man did, because when the travelers came through, the Washoe helped them. They traded, they helped them survive, they guided them, showed them the safest ways. And we turned around later, and the government never looked at that and said, hey, these natives were helpful and they traded. I mean, you needed the trade supplies to survive, hides and things to keep warm. They came through in the winter months, and they came right through here. Oh, these cupules, actually these are like grinding rocks. Basically, they take another rock and they put berries, or for example acorns or pine nuts, and they keep crushing them in a fine powder. You do that for years, this is what you get. Supposedly the petroglyphs are within this rock. The piece to the right, the middle, the central piece, and then the piece to the left. It did split. However, all these little cupules are considered petroglyphs. It's quite amazing, actually. Can you really tell they're petroglyphs by looking at them? I don't think so. You could see a few cupule holes here. They're very small, but weathering is taking place and they're almost all gone or expired. This area has been inhabited, this county, by the natives for 5,000 years. This area alone was inhabited for 2,000 years. Villages and bark houses sat all around here. More grinding rocks, or cupules. The Miwoks made a lot of cupules, or grinding rocks I should say, and they're found all over. I'm sure hiking around the woods here is a good way to find them, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just hiking through the woods and trying to see if we can uncover some ancient history. You know, people can't blame me for wanting to look around. We're explorers. This is what we do. Interpretive trail? We don't need to go on the interpretive trail. Let's just go in the woods and just look around, just disappear. Find what we can find. I don't see any more, but still, I found a few areas, signs that the natives were here. They're everywhere in the forest, if you know what to look for. Let's check out these rocks real quick. There's a couple. Look at that. See them? This is what I get for hiking further into the woods. That's Sardine Peak. We'll be driving up to the top or hiking to the summit today. It's a massive peak, over 8,000 feet. Let's head on out to the stagecoach station, and then we'll go for a hike in the marsh, see if we can get some wild bird life. There's plenty of bird life here. Let's check this rock for any cupules. The station's right up ahead. See if we can find any ruins of it. Oh yeah. See if we find any divots in the rocks. Right here, right here. Yes, yes.